fail on your own, because that is a conscious decision that you are making. We don't want any part in your failure, but we will be happy to be in your success. Because we didn't just show up in your success, we showed up when you were growing. We showed up to encourage you so that you can be successful. So you have no choice. If you want to distinguish yourself, it is now. It's not the president's fault. It's not whose fault. This one did not come. The environment did not. There is nothing unique about your circumstances. Entrepreneurs in Angola have the same problem. In South Africa, they have the same problem. But you have to have a mindset of a winner so you can make it. So I don't want to preach to you, but I just thought I should touch on some of those things that Netwapa was talking about. Poverty is not so much the physical absence of goods. It is the mental absence, the capacity not to think. Think and think well. Think and think through. Some people want to say, okay, we need water. And then they will say, okay, there's water in the tap. As if we all don't know that. But think it through. The water is currently in the tap. The people are in the room. How do we connect them? Make the connection then. Then you are thinking, and you are thinking far. Don't just think of, okay, so I'm an entrepreneur, I'm surviving today. If you are surviving today, we will not remember you tomorrow. There is a reason why we remember Kadhikwa. We were talking about it earlier when we were getting ready. Kadhikwa started doing hair when she was in high school. Back in the day, if you wanted to be hooked up with hair, Kadhikwa was the go-to girl, right? This is over 20 years ago, guys. But just the other day, I saw in the newspaper she launched her that one, the training center. Now, some people just do hair for the purpose of doing hair, because it's nice to do hair. Some people do hair because there's a plan and there's a purpose, and all these things work together to get me somewhere. So sometimes you need to sit and ask yourself, where am I going with this thing that I'm doing? Is it just survival? Or do I actually want to make a difference and I want people to remember me? There is no business person who can tell you that they just became a business person just. There were sacrifices, but most importantly, there was responsibility and there was accountability. And in this country, we tend to run away from those things because we want to blame somebody else always. And there will always be someone to blame. While you're doing that, you will also be where you are. You will remain where you are because you're trying to find somebody else to take accountability for what you're failing to take accountability. So leave the poverty mindset. Spiritual poverty, like she was saying, mental poverty. Poverty of not wanting to think. Poverty of knowledge. If you're in a business area, who must teach you about that? Must we come and say, okay, you're in cosmetology, in this trade, these are the things? No, it is your role, it is your responsibility. And as soon as you accept that responsibility, take it with the accountability and say, if I want to do this thing, first of all, I will win. Not I can win, not I want to win, but I will win. And once you say that, commit to that. Take the responsibility and the accountability for that. We have beautiful visions, beautiful documents, Harambe, Prosperity, Vision 2030, all the NDPs in all its forms, shapes and sizes. But it's almost like your mom at home or your parents at home. Your parents will tell you, okay, we want to move to a better neighborhood in a year's time, and then we want 3 cars by the time we are this. That's the dream. But that dream will not just come just because we said it. It will also not just be for them to work to get that dream realized. At home, you will have to use less resources, less electricity, less water, eat less, work harder, clean so that there's no cleaner to be paid. Because all of those collective activities will reduce the money spent, which means the money can go towards the dream. So the dream is theirs, but like Kadhikwa said, it's for us to realize it. And if you don't understand that, then remember your children and your children's children will pay for it. They will say, but what did they do? They didn't do anything. We can say whatever we want to say about the previous of the leadership, but they did what they had to do. They paid the price, whether you like it or not. We are here because they did a number of things. You cannot judge them only on the day of today, because the day of yesterday defined the day of today. It was what they said then that got us here. So what are you saying now that will get us there? And what is there? Because at least it's defined, but what are you doing? So I want you to think about these things.